I'm Malcolm Van Delst, and this is an excerpt from How Low Can You Go, Book 5 in the Do the Wrong Thing series. Last week, Ava moved house and tried to upscale her boyfriend, Greg. This is a continuation of the chapter called Boxes. Box 4. He's depressed, Mom says on the phone. I nod. There's one thing I know, it's depression. Mom and I still attempt to talk, rarely in person, though. He is my younger brother, Luke, who finished a specialized craftsman course in woodworking, but can't find a job. Does he want to bust tables at the Pioneer, I joke. Luke is interested, Mom says when she calls me back a day later. Okay, I say, bewildered. I'll talk to my manager. A month or so after Luke starts at the Pioneer, we work our first shift together. I'm surprised, no, gobsmacked, to see waitresses waggle their hips when they walk away from him, and the journalists and political junkies who hang out in the back pub come to the front, clap him on the back, and ask him to stick around when he's done. Even Alan shakes his head and grins when he recounts Luke's fuck-ups, of which there seem to be many. He's like the Pioneer's Woody Boyd, a 6'4", broad-shouldered man-baby. Me with my dreads, docks, and hip-hop shorts. Luke with his farmer's tan. My little brother, one of the two I helped raise, the one I gave a poster to of a single otter in a sombrero dancing in the middle of a crowd of unadorned otters. Words emblazoned over his head. I'm not like all the otters. I wanted him to know that we didn't need to hide like Mom insisted, that we could be brave and unique. He put the poster above his bed. Now, in a way, he's become that otter. I smile. Box 3 again. Saigon, I call as I push open my apartment door. Shit, I've scrunched the huge artwork drawing on the floor with the door. Bending, I quickly straighten the painted fabric. I like it. I didn't think I would. On a cheap white bedsheet, massive fluorescent yellow and pink flowers with fluorescent green stems, painted with brushes meant for house painting. Stupid, loud, simple. I'm going to put this defiant joy in my front window as a curtain. Mew, mew. Saigon? Mew. I step over my artwork into my bedroom. Mew. Saigon is usually, Saigon! I run to where she hangs in the curtain that covers the back door's glass panes. Her front two paws are twisted up in the muslin-like fabric while the rest of her hangs. Saigon! I lift her gently and rotate her until she's free from the curtain. Tiny lion, uncharacteristically passive. She darts a glance at me, then looks away. I could swear she's embarrassed. She set a trap. I bet on purpose. She knew I'd go for the chickens outside. I carry Saigon to my bed where, after a few minutes, she tries some movements, shaking her arms and legs, then stretching. I bring her food and water bowls to her. Soon she's back on the top of the door between my living room and bedrooms where she settles and stares down at me. Box 5 contains several smaller boxes. I don't know where Rick from Release calls me. Remember Rick from Book 3? Michelle's old boyfriend, the vegetarian cook, who gave me my first hit of acid and, like Ben with my fluorescent pink dresser, taught me to read the humor in Far Side cartoons. No? Anyway. Rick is super chatty. He's at home, he says, living with his parents again, but not for long. He doesn't say why not for long, and is coy when I press about it. He's having a drink on a Friday night and decided to call me. Since he's drinking, I decide to, too. I'm going to meet Emily in a couple hours at Great Etienne, which is only a couple blocks away. The only booze I have is a bottle of Drambuie, not yet opened. I sip from the bottle. Damn, it's good. Orange, sweet, and, oh shit, all gone. Rick starts telling me how he likes me, how he's always found me What? The room spins and I feel like a cog unmoored from a gear, a cutout paper cartoon in a 3D environment, or likes me. Rick will always be Michelle's man to me, even if they haven't gone out for 3 years. 2 years younger than us, he wears wide-leg pants, flowery, flowing shirts, and sometimes a bandana that hangs down the back of his neck as if he were a desert explorer. He made a room out of old lumber and Indian cotton sheets in the loft with Edward, hanging an American flag for a door. He is so not my type, but I can barely type not my type. A spaceman, floating. Being with him would be like being with a child. It's so far out, and not in the hippie sense of far out like Rick would say. I'm wasted. It's like the time he pressed a half hit of acid into my palm. I have to go meet my friend, I slur, and we hang up. I stumble to Great Etienne, where I'm soon fighting with a woman who maneuvers into a spot in front of me, blocking my view of the band. She ends up moving because I won't back down, even if everything is blurry and off kilter. Box 1 from Box 5. Remember Damien from Release, the writer guy who published my first story? No? Anyway, he moves to Arbor. He was in Concord, but now he's in Arbor, living close to his dad, a publisher of a left-leaning newspaper that deals with labor issues. Damien's dad's girlfriend is one of those women I adore. She's got long gray hair, thick black glasses, and wears frumpy skirts and sensible shoes, Birkenstocks. She's also got huge breasts. I will never have huge breasts, but I will start wearing the heavy black glasses and Birkenstocks 10 years later after I've moved to Westwood. At the Pioneer, a tall, rich blonde starts waitressing with us. My dad says welfare recipients are scum and that all junkies should be put on a ship, sent out to sea, and whoever makes it back can be allowed to live, she recounts, smirking. Emily laughs. Emily is now friends with this woman, and I feel lost. Box 2 from Box 5 contains 2 boxes. Box 1 from Box 2 from Box 5. Let's go to Release. Greg and the guy whose name I don't know look at me and laugh. Johnny laughs. Are you serious? Why not? We can get the last bus if we hurry. I'm in, says the guy. Greg sighs and says, okay. I sleep on the bus. Greg bailed last minute. Come on, I kept saying, right up until the driver said he had to close the door. In Release, I take the guy to Festastique, launching myself into the mosh pit the moment we arrive. It's fun. I'm laughing, grinning, and holding onto my glasses so I don't lose them. Afterwards, sweating, I take off my fluorescent flowered t-shirt, even though I'm only wearing a spray-painted bra beneath it. Finally, I'm as brave as the people I'd watched when I came here 3 years ago, when I lived in Release. You can see my nipples through the lace. It's almost like being naked in public. At the bar, a handsome guy nods his approval, but doesn't hit on me. God, I'm strong. I mean, I'm not. I'm quaking inside, but I'm also strong, if that makes any sense. I've never felt this before. I suppose that's why I remember the guy's face. We didn't even speak. 25 years later. When Festastique closes, me and the guy I came with walk up Serato to an all-night diner where we wait until the next bus leaves for Arbor. Box 2 from Box 2 from Box 5. The following weekend, I'm at a house party describing my adventure when a guy sneers, "Oh, you're the girl Russ went to Release with last weekend." I roll my eyes. I did something I was afraid to do, taking my top off. I moshed. I got on a bus at 1 a.m. and went to Release with someone I didn't know. Greg wouldn't do any of that. So no, I don't shrink under this stranger's tone. I laugh. Box 6. The dreads go 6 months after they went in. Too much work, too much mud, too much itching, and at this point, I'll have to have them retouched since the hair growing in is not knotting on its own. There's a picture of me right after I cut them out, upstairs at my parents' wearing my mom's orange sickle-colored housecoat, emerald green carpet beneath my feet, smiling broadly as Luke snaps the photo. Long on the top, short on the sides. I look like a lesbian.